When we're gonna start, like timing, now or later?
Right now.
All right now. All right, everyone. Like I assume that you heard like a tale. I'm Anthony. Yes, I'm Anthony Huang, and I'm gonna read like what I wrote here, like most of the time, because English is not my first language, and I will forget things easily. Okay, so I'm a printmaker, and I'm also a professor in Dallas College. My work is. It's weird to sit here and talk, actually. Now. My work explores like urban space and nature and then rest space. So drawing from a Daoist philosophy, especially the idea of a Wu Wei, or let's say the idea of effortless action, today I will share a little bit about my practice and what I'm working on or what I'm gonna work on like during this residency. So let's start. Now let's start. So just a little bit about me. That I was from Taiwan originally, and I moved to Shanghai, China, like for my early life, and then I had my college degree in journalism in Shanghai. And after that, after I graduated, I went to theater company and then became a theater producer, which I hated it. So after that, I went to get my first MFA in illustration at Savannah College of Art and Design. And after that, I went to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and I had my second MFA in printmaking. And then after that, I got my job in Dallas College as a printmaking and drawing professor. And then my work, again, go back to my work, as it explores the experience of city dweller and how we navigate urban space while searching for moments of stillness and rest space. A core influence in my work is Daoism philosophy, especially the concept of Wu Wei, which means the effortless action or floating with nature. In a world that often feels chaotic, I try to create art that offers a sense of stillness, a space for contemplation. Just like this print is an example of how I translate that philosophy visually. Through layering textures and the atmospheric mark making, I want to evoke the feeling of stepping away from the noise and finding the quiet moment of reflection. My practice actually has evolved quite a bit over the years. In the earlier, my career, or like I started doing printmaking, that I did a lot of detailed work that are influenced by the illustration or like influenced by the Asian art. Over time that I start embracing more abstraction like idea, the fluid mark making, and I started exploring installations, which aligns with the idea of Wu Wei, because I want people to like experience something and then to find a mental balance in between of my installation and my work. And then which is an example here that it has a different approach I seek. That you can see how my approach has shifted towards creating prints that feels more like meditative landscape rather than like a literal like work. Well, I'm fascinated by the relationship between human and the universe, how people move through dense urban environment, and then also the relationship between us and the universe, while still seeking moments of solitude. My prints often depict the space that dissolve into organic floating forms. In this show is an example that started an installation of nature-influenced space, but transformed in something more like dreamlike with a different sculptural work, but it also has light, sound, video installation, weaving through the printed fabric. And the textures and the light create a space that feels both real and ethereal, which is something that I explore a lot in my work, actually. For me, like a printmaking is something that really perfect medium for me to explore these ideas. And then the process itself is a pretty meditative, whether it's working through intaglio or lithography, or let's say monotype, which is my favorite. Each technique allows for an element of unpredictability. So like I mentioned that monotype is my favorite process because it allows me to work intuitively. It's just really similar as like how painting works. In this, In this piece, you can see how layers of ink build depth and movement. The process of rolling, wiping, and reworking the plate mirrors the way the universe constantly shifts and then also change. This is my thesis exhibition that I had in the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And then this body of work brought together everything I had been exploring, us as a human and the universe, sanctuary, and then also the philosophy of Wu Wei. In this print, I layered my print with, in this installation, I layered my print with organic textures, creating space that feels suspended between reality and memory. The goal was to capture the sense of fleeting stillness, something both personal and universal. So it's something that helped me to think about why I make those work and how I want people to explore like the work I've been making. And then it's not only about like me forcing people to make work, but also I want people to explore stuff that are by themselves. And then which is something that I always want to do, and it's also lead my idea to like a Cedars Union. Being at a Cedars Union, I've been looking forward to pushing my practice in the new direction. My focus will be on how to expand my printmaking process to other field. Really? No. And then to collaborate with other people, to learn stuff from with other people that are all amazing artists here. And then somewhere else, like other people, somewhere else too. But in the same time, that I also got really good, a good opportunity recently that as I'm gonna have my solo show next week, and which invited curated by Christina Han, which is from the Cohort 4. The opening reception is next Friday, and I'd love you to all come. If not, that's okay. Anyway, thank you so much, and have a
art world, kind of outlined in the red, and I started.
If you do, please comparison. You do these things, so you feel a connection to the person. Like I said, I came from Nicaragua when I was a couple.
And I'm gonna read what I wrote here, as a lot of my colleagues are. All right, well,
So my goal for Cedars Union, not respond, but you can follow me if you want.
So here's a little bit about what I've published in the past.
We were talking about this the other time. Yeah, I would love to.
It looks much smoother on my screen.